first golf video where you're going to see me play some awful golf, but hopefully I get better. The first hole, I was trying out a new way of filming and didn't like it, so halfway through I changed it up. Forest Ridge in Chelmsford is a very challenging course. Currently, it does not have an official slope rating, but last time it did, it was 122. Since then, they've made it more difficult and have completely changed the green placement on the fourth hole. So the third shot didn't record. Like I said, new technique, and it was not working out for me. But so the second shot, I just kind of duffed it, went straight up in the air, didn't go very far. Third shot, I hit it directly out of bounds. That is the shot that is missing, and then kept going from there. So for some reason, to start the day, I could not find a golf ball to save my life, and it took me forever to find this thing, even though it maybe went 10 yards. But I found it and eventually went to go chip it onto the green. Nice little chip onto the green. Wish I hadn't taken so many strokes to get here, but not too bad. So all in all, not too bad of a hole. I hit a decent drive, not my best, but definitely not my worst. And other than that shot out of bounds, and yeah, okay, there was some bad shots. Okay, there was some bad shots, but it could have been worse. 2-putt, and move on to the second hole. Alright, so the second hole here on Forest Ridge is really nice. It's way downhill. You get a great view, but there's a lake on one side and out of bounds and the highway on the other. Gets a little nerve-wracking. Your first drive might hit the lake, but normally you're going to come up a little bit short. I actually hit a pretty great drive to start this off, and things were looking good. So after a great first shot, second shot did not go well at all. I hit it directly straight out of bounds. If it had been straight, it would have been right at the hole. But out of bounds, I think the lake got inside my head a little bit and did not go well.
Two out of there, 3 to
shooting 4. Still a chance of par. So my approach shot here was a little bit off. It just kind of ran off the back of the green and caught just the edge of the hazard, but still was playable. So, not a great hole. First good drive, then out of bounds, then not a great approach, and a couple of putts, but only a 2-putt, and for me, this is actually pretty good outcome for this hole. Normally, I'm in double digits. So it took me a little while to find this this shot here. I thought it had gone a little bit further, but it managed to just catch the very edge of the hole I was on, and kept going from there. Lifted my head on that second shot, and that kills me every time. But nice thing is I didn't have to grab a new club to take my third shot, and it was actually pretty good. Definitely not a full wedge. I'll take that. So, hit a very good approach shot here. Put myself definitely within range to get a nice bogey putt. Downhill putt, fast green. I don't know. think the boom says it all there. That was a really tough putt. It broke quite a bit from left to right, and I managed to drain it. And my buddy Ian showed up to golf the rest of the round. He was running late because he could not find his keys. So this is the hole that they changed the green location on. It used to be, it was a very reachable par 4, and you just had to kind of cut the dog leg to the right. Ideally, you still want to cut the dog leg to the right, and I shot it a little bit too straight, but luckily I just managed to hold on to the playable ground and miss the hazard that you hit if you get too far. So the big old tree kind of got in my head, and the shot kind of went to the right and a little bit short, but was definitely in play, and could be worse.
Slow-mo shot. Go down, go down. We're both on the dance. Too much.
So got a little bit too much of the approach here, and it ran through the back of the green and just off the fringe, but it was still puttable from there.
Oh, come on. Get up. Oh. Go.
You're gonna give me this one? This is a good one.
Yes, that one is a good.
Make a great shot from off the green and can't make the 3-footer, so it ends up with a 2-putt and not the greatest end to the hole. This is one of the toughest holes around with a turtleback green, and when you shank it, it makes it even harder.
I'm not getting a good camera angle here, but hopefully it'll see the too much. I knew it was too much.
It was tough to get a good view of that shot because I was right up against the hazard. I chipped it, and because of the turtleback green, it just kept rolling and rolled off the back.
Get in the hole. Oh, good pass. Oh.
Putted it from just off the green and a nice little short 1-putt to finish it off. Pretty great drive to start this hole. I mean, ideally you want to be more to the left side of the fairway, and I was on the right side of the fairway, but I will take that all day, every day. Plus, that sound of the driver on slow motion is just awesome to listen to.
Not pretty, but it'll play.
Did not hit it well, left it short, but definitely playable.
Get up the hill.
Left it short with the chipper, and I'm putting.
Now we both have pretty long bogey putts. I hit the ground on my putt there. So bad. Don't do that. Yeah, it's a bad idea. Alright, full putt. Nope, no, hit your ball instead. I'd probably be close to you, Ian.
Double.
We're gonna do that for double? Oh! Those long putts, they got in my head.
That's not even a gimme.
I know.
There.
Man, I kind of wish I wasn't putting. 4-putt, I mean, my putter's been solid all day, and I go in 4-putt. Putter kind of got caught on the ground on the first one, and it just kind of spiraled.
Good start.
Fun. I think it's fun a little bit.
Oh, do you think you hooked the tee and opened it up?
I think it might have spun.
So I don't know what exactly happened there. I swung my iron and it kind of spun in my grip. Maybe it caught the tee and the ball went way to the right. Although I should have been able to find it, but for some reason it disappeared. It looked like it was in a nice little clearing between some trees and could not find it. Must have just hopped into the woods. That's something that Forest Ridge will do to you so every so often. The ground's pretty hard and your ball will take some weird bounces, and this one seemed to go directly out of bounds.
And why did I drop it? Right between me and the thing. Like, am I that much of a masochist?
So I chose to take my drop in a very bad spot, and there was a tree right in front of me, got inside my head, and I lifted my head so hard that I hit the complete bottom of the club. Luckily, next shot is able to recover and actually put it pretty close to the hole and give myself a nice easy putt.
Where'd he come from?
Get in.
Oh.
like a foot and a half. Oh,
Well, the putt wasn't that easy, and it broke a little bit more than I thought and just missed it, so that's a 2-putt.
I'm coming with you. Yeah, you're near me.
Very playable shot on this tough par 4, and ideally you want to be to the left, and I shot it right down the middle and just had a little tiny bit of a slice which took it towards the right side, but in play.
Wish I was not on like concrete here, but just a little short.
Like I mentioned before, the ground at Forest Ridge is pretty tough, and it almost felt like I was hitting off concrete here, and it came up just a little bit short of the green.
Oh, I got a little bit too much on it too.
Missed that par putt by just a little bit and ended up having to settle for a bogey going into the final hole.
I think he's perfect. That's exactly where I wanted to hit it. What a great shot.
Looks like things are finally turning around on the last hole. That is the best shot I've shot all day. That is exactly how you want to play this hole. If you're maybe a better golfer, you cut it a little bit more to the left and go a little bit further, but that puts me in a great spot to get on the green. This is one tough green though, so you want to get there as early as possible.
Supposedly just out of chipper range, but I have no way of hitting my other irons any decently. I'm going to chipper. I'm just going to try and get a long
bump and roll with like a 60.
That's essentially what the chipper is. It's a hard chipper. It is tough. That's not what you should be doing with this club.
So, in a great position after the first shot. I was a little concerned that I couldn't quite get there with my chipper, but decided to give it a shot, hit a hard chipper, and actually gave myself a really good spot on the green. But this green is insane and incredibly difficult to putt on, so you can easily go from green in regulation to a 4, 5, 6 putt.
Oh, look at it, keep going. Stop going. Oh, there went my birdie. It's still rolling.
Yeah, we'll go back to the tee with that. Oh my.
This green is evil.
I know.
I think it's falling over.
Nice. Oh.
Oh, yeah!
So the first putt, as you can see, it breaks a ton, and I missed by about 1.5 inches, and it ended up falling down about 3.5, 4 feet past the hole, and I still had a good probably 1.5 foot break to take into account. As you see, Ian just missed his putt, and he rolled right off of the green, so I had a really tough putt, and that set up making probably the most insane putt I've ever seen. It lips out, goes out, and then somehow, through the magic of slope, slides back and gets right into the hole to finish the round with a par and make me a very, very happy golfer, and that's enough to get me coming back. So as you can see here, 53, not a great score, but considering my personal best on this course this year is a 60, it was actually quite an improvement, and you can see that most of my drives were straight. Just the 8th I kind of missed a little bit to the right, but all in all, a vastly better round than I'm used to, and that putt at the end was just insane and awesome. And yeah, so if you like these videos, and I'm going to be trying to put out a golf video every week or so, I might miss the occasional week if I can't get out to the course, and I'll be also doing other sports videos, so if you want to subscribe so you don't miss those. I'm going to be doing some baseball training, trying to get my velocity up to a respectable level. It's sitting around 60 miles an hour right now. I'd like to try and see if I can hit 70. We'll see. Working hard and all that sort of thing, and working on my golf game a little bit, getting swings in the cage, getting swings at the driving range, and we'll see if I can improve a little bit. And maybe in the future I'll start adding some more sports, and we'll have some fun together watching somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and was never all that great try and turn into something almost useful. Thank you.